Well, yet another video that got affected with the old audio issue. So this episode is going to be about England, and it's going to be seeing us, hopefully, get a win in our preparation for the World Cup. And we're going to be playing a decent team in the top 20. It's England versus Ivory Coast. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 5 of the England portion of my career here on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where it's the single game against the Ivory Coast. And if you're excited to see how we do in this World Cup preparation friendly, don't forget to leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense coming out of this space right here. We're getting straight into it, apparently. Now, we've recently played Ghana. We also are playing Ivory Coast today, as previously mentioned. So, Ghana we beat 4-0. They're in the top 20, the exact same way as the Ivory Coast are. Ivory Coast are 11th. So, this is a real test for us in this game. Again, it is another post-commentary? Yeah, that's the word. That's the word I'm going to use. It's another one of those videos today, so I'm not in control. No hands. So, yeah, fun. But as you can see, our group stage in the World Cup qualifiers was pretty straightforward. And we've had the group drawn. Trinidad and Tobago and Australia are the teams we've got. We've also got 3 handy friendlies against the USA, Belgium and Gibraltar. Going with my usual thing of let's pick a couple of decent teams and end things with a team we can smash. So, yeah, that's the group. The plan for that is, at the end of the Manchester City part of this season, once we've finished that and done a season review, straight into the World Cup, straight through the World Cup. I'm recording this after I've finished a part of the season. I've not completely finished the season, but it is worth pointing out, and on the screen at the moment are the different groups that are in the World Cup, where I think, you know, I'm going through who I think is going to go through here. I'm not going to let you know who I think, because I've said it once before, but there's a few teams in there who I think are going to have difficulty getting out of their groups. But yeah, the plan is going to be, we're going to do one episode on the World Cup, just blitz through it. We'll probably do highlights of the group games and then go through to the knockouts, assuming we get to the knockouts. That's probably what the plan is going to be. But yeah, we are probably going to top our group. Everything would have to go wrong for us to not top our group, but South Africa in 53rd in the world. Unlikely, I think, to do much in the tournament, but I think they will go, I don't know, Jamaica and Spain probably going to be the teams in that group. I've missed the other groups. I mean, they're fairly self-explanatory, if I'm honest. Most of these groups are. But then there's a group like that one with Ecuador in, where I think it's going to be a little bit tighter potentially. Ghana, Austria and Ecuador, I think it's going to be much tighter. There is a group of death here somewhere. I mean, I say group of death, it's not like it's the best teams in the world. But Mexico, New Zealand and Poland, which is a bit further down, I've not got to yet. Apparently I'm quicker than past Stu. That's a group of death. I don't know who goes through that. I don't know who gets knocked out. My instinct says New Zealand gets knocked out. But who knows? They have a handy team every now and then, so could be difficult. Also, Brazil, Costa Rica and Sweden. Brazil will win that group, but who comes second and who goes through? That's the interesting one there for me. That's the really interesting one. Of course, we will go through in our group, and I would imagine Australia will go through as well. And I would also imagine it's going to be Belgium and Nigeria in the group below. I can't imagine Thailand will get through. Past Stu could scroll down a bit so we could have a look. Good work, Past Stu. Germany and Morocco, I think, is going to be how that group's going to end. China, Denmark and USA, I would assume it would be Denmark and the USA. Not sure which order. And China would miss out. And in the final group, I imagine it will be Chile and Croatia. And Saudi Arabia will sadly get knocked out, I would imagine. But that's the World Cup. That's the end of the save. And that will be the end of FM23. Now, as I'm recording this, I'm downloading FM24 as we speak. The beta has been released. I am recording this. I am going to do some FM23 recording, but I'm also going to boost up FM24. And I'm going to have a mess around on it and see if I can get something recorded tonight. That's my aim. The annoying thing I've got is, the game has come out. Tomorrow Spider-Man is out. And I want to play both of them. That's the really frustrating thing. But here is the 11 that we've got. We've got Manessa Bourne in goal. We've got Reece James, Wagstaff, Gueye and Benteke in defence. Bellingham and Trainer in the middle, with Lethan, Suard and Foden supporting Capitao up front. We're giving Capitao a chance up front because, quite frankly, we know what Emre Tezgel can do. Now, we have got Carl Ratcliffe on the bench. He has returned to form in Chelsea. It was awful near the beginning of the season, but he has ended up doing okay for them. So we're going to give him the opportunity. We're going to see what happens. Stephen Whittle is in the squad, as is Nicky Rothwell. We are being careful with some of the players, and we are also adhering to some rules. I set some rules for some of my players. 45 minutes a game. I'm not the only one. Some of the other teams did as well, and I think that's fair enough at this point of the season. There's a lot on the line. Now, I completely forget to do my opposition instructions here. So you're going to watch me do some of them. I check some stats. I go have a look at what the assistant wants us to do. And I kind of just do my own thing with it. It's usually kind of what I do. Sometimes I will go with loads of instructions, and then sometimes I'll step back. And usually, one will work for ages, then I'll switch to the other. I'm going to leave this in. Normally I'd edit it out, but I'm going to leave this in because I think it's a fun little tidbit. It's a fun little thing to watch, I think, just watching me do those. And there we go. We're in. We are in. The England portion of the save has not been a very big one. Obviously, we became England manager last season, I think. Was it season 2 at Chelsea? It might have been towards the end of season 1 at Chelsea. I can't remember exactly. But, yeah, I mean, it hasn't been as long. However, we do have a World Cup coming up. Now, it is important to bear in mind, our England record in terms of the games we played isn't bad. We've had the opportunity to win 2 trophies. We have not won a trophy. We're 0 for 2 in finals. That's the Finalissima, and that's the Nations League final. Okay, as finals go, they're the community shields of international football. I mean, people might have a go at me for saying that, but it's the truth. They are the community shields of international football. So I'm going to not really lose too much sleep over those. However, it isn't great when the whole point of being England manager is to try and win something. Especially when this England team, in this universe, has won things. It's a World Cup, European Cup winner. Reece James has scored a goal. So we need to really be aware of that legacy that's been left for us by none other than Jose Mourinho. What a time to be alive that is. But yeah, I mean, that's a great corner, by the way. And Reece James, I don't really know why Reece James is there, to be honest with you, but Foden to Reece James, it's current club to former club, and it's a goal, and it's 1-0 inside the first 10 minutes. Nice. So let's get a bag full more, shall we? Don't know where a bag full came from. A sack full, maybe? Jay Leathan goes for one there and heads over. What a player Jay Leathan is. I'm kind of, as time is going on, and I will be doing like a wrap-up video at the end of my recording of FM23. At that point, I imagine FM24 content will be on the channel, but I do want to wrap things up properly. I've got the timing a little bit wrong, I'll be honest with you. I was really hoping the beta wouldn't come out until the beginning of next week, when it would be properly 2 weeks, but it's come out a bit early, as it usually tends to do. And I feel a little bit sad that I've not been able to get everything done in time. The same thing happened last year, so I think I'm going to put like a fine cut off next year with whatever I'm doing and make sure we get stuff done a bit earlier. But it has been quite intense. I mean, this week there's been a video every day, which has been the first time I think I've ever done that. There was a video Saturday, video Sunday, video Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm recording the last part of this one on Thursday, and there's a video that's been out today. I've got a video that's going to be uploaded once I finish doing this. It's currently like finishing up. I'll be putting that to go out tomorrow. This video should be out on Saturday. And then I'm hoping I'll have time to edit some more so I can try and stack them a little bit. Who knows? I don't know whether I'll do that. I mean, I'm just going to be putting them up there for anyone who wants to see the end of the story. If you do, great. If you don't, it's fine. I want to complete it. And I want to do it my way. Realistically, I've got 3 videos left to make. Yeah, 3 videos left to make. I've got season review. I've got World Cup, and I've got save review. I mean, one of those is literally just me talking to the camera and just going over a couple of bits. But I am looking forward to kind of going back and looking at how the former clubs did, because I think it would be quite interesting. Obviously, we know how Chelsea have done this season, not very well. We know how Southampton have been doing. The last couple of years, they've been sensational. So, Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a really interesting one. By the way, Rafael Capitão did score another goal, and it was Jude Bellingham who got the assist. I probably should have mentioned that at the time, but I've just been talking, to be honest with you. I'm not invested in the game, if I'm honest, because A, it's a friendly, and B, I know the result because it's post-commentary, and C, I'm already at the end of the save, and I'm already thinking ahead to FM24. I mean, as we speak, I'm just going to double check. It's about halfway downloaded on my computer, so it won't be long until I can get my hands on it. But again, the frustrating thing is, I'm recording this at like 9:30 at night. I've got to be up early in the morning. And also, on top of all of that, Spider-Man 2's out tomorrow. And I can't wait. And I've got a PS5 just for the occasion. So, oh, God. It's a nice problem to have. I think that's the generic craze for it. It's a nice problem to have. We're winning at half time, by the way, and we made a few changes just to appease the managers like myself who put the 45-minute rule in there, and we're going to get back out there and hopefully get some more goals. That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. I don't know if my whisper would have been picked up on the mic, by the way. I don't know. Let's do a test. Hello. I mean, I really should be doing this in the video, really, should I? Right, Lethan's in. Lethan tries to put it into the box. Doesn't do that. It's saved. It's a corner. Oh, boy. Are we going to score? I hope so. I'm in a weird mood. It's a corner whipped in, and nothing comes from it immediately, but it's head back in. Nothing comes from that. It's only headed as far as someone who's in an England shirt, but we're never going to know because the highlight ends. So yeah, still 2-0, but I'm hopeful. I can't actually remember what the score in this game is. I mean, we're 2-0 up. You can probably assume where this is going, but I can't remember how many goals we score. I can't remember if we score any more than this, actually. Trainer gets it to Benteke. If I was going to do another season, I'm going to put this out there right now, and I did actually go for him in January in the Manchester City portion of this series. Trainer would be a player I would look to sign because he just looks like a really good rock of a defensive midfielder. Like, if I could have him next to either Luis Alberto or Stephen Whittle, that's a great midfield partnership, because I feel like having Bellingham there really restricts us. And I paused the game here because reasons, and I can't remember why. Bear with me 1 second. My lamp went off. That's what it was. Not this lamp. Like that lamp in the past went off. Yeah, okay, fine, sure. So yeah, can't remember what we were talking about, but it doesn't matter because Jay Lethan has gone and scored a goal. The dream signings would be, again, if we were doing another season, and who knows, maybe, and I haven't really thought about this, maybe we take this save to Twitch, because I heard a rumour that you can upload an FM23 save to FM24 and keep playing. I don't know. Maybe we do that and have a bit of fun over on Twitch. Who's to say? But the dream signings would be Lethan, Trainer, and then a centre-back. And it would be one of Guardian, Bayrak, or Albergi. It would be one of those three because those three are sensational. Guardian in his last season at Southampton was great. I think the dream would be probably Albergi, if I'm honest, out of the three of them. Bayrak would be great because he's a great young player, but I don't know, I feel like it would be Albergi if I could pick anyone. And then Lethan as well. I mean, because Lethan is, I'm not even going to say it as a pun, it's literal. He is lethal. He is so good in this game. Like, I loved having him at Southampton as a homegrown kid in the Southampton portion of the side, particularly that last season. He was sensational, and he's been such a good player for England in this save as well. I don't know whether it's already come up. It might do in a future episode, and I apologise if it does and I'm spawning it now. He was England's player of the year. That's why, because he's wild. He's so good. This is not a team of scrubs as well. Okay, you look at their players in the team, they're not the best players in the world. This is the 11th ranked team in the world. They're there for a reason, and Lethan is just ripping them apart. Granted, it's a friendly. It's worth bearing that in mind. But my word, my biggest regret this season is that we couldn't find a way to bring him in. If we had a better base squad, we didn't have as much work to do, I would have just thrown all the money at Southampton. I genuinely would have done. And I wouldn't have been sorry about it as well. But yeah, they're the changes I think I would make. The only other one I'd consider, I don't even know why, because I don't think we could actually get him in the team. But the only other one I would consider would be trying to find a way to get Joe Veloso in the team. You know I love me some Joe Veloso. He was sensational, especially when we changed into a deep line playmaker. He was just great at Southampton. And like him, Cucciara, Orlando, Guardian, Livramento, they were all huge parts of why, shoulder up as well, I'd be remiss to not mention shoulder up, huge parts of why we ended up winning as much as we did, including the Champions League. Comfortable win, by the way, for England. I've spent most of the episode not talking about England properly. Very comfortable win. I think we found our style. We found our way of playing. Very similar to the way we play for Southampton. For Man City, rather. The problem is going to be if we can do that against the really big teams. Like Belgium in this universe, I don't think are quite that big, but they've got young talent, so they're probably not the one to really have a look at, if I'm honest. But I'm thinking like the Brazils, who obviously beat us in the Finalissima. Netherlands, Germany, Spain, like these teams who are just going to be tough to get past. So tough. But we're going to play through those friendlies. The next time you see us with England, it's going to be the second to last video of the save, and it's going to be the World Cup. Now, Alan Skinner, I'm having a quick look at him here just to see how he's getting on. Light training, which means he will be back. And not only will he be back, but if he can get scoring properly, it'll be like having a fresh player. The freshest player probably at the World Cup. I mean, as long as he's hitting the ground running in that form he was for us in that last season, he'll have, I mean, he's going to have a place on the plane. Who are we kidding? But he will have a place possibly in the starting 11. The problem is he's not kicked on for us the way that he did for Chelsea. And at Chelsea we used a two-striker system. We haven't used that for England. I've no doubt Alan Skinner can do it in a one-striker system. In that system there. I've got no doubt that he can do it. As you can see, he is fully fit again. But the question will be, will we pick him over Tezgel? That's the choice. Capital's great at Real Madrid, but is it going to be Skinner or is it going to be Tezgel? Tezgel's been doing it more consistently, so it's probably going to be Emre Tezgel. I was having a quick look at Pinamonti. He's retiring at the end of the season, hasn't scored a goal this year. I mean, phenomenal 3 years for us at Southampton, and in the fourth season there was no slouch either. Was great in that one season at Chelsea. What an inspired signing that was, if I do say so myself. And then that final season at Chelsea where we had him was a great bit part player. Like, really did a good job. But this season, obviously not quite as good. And he is retiring. He's retiring the same time we are. Bless his cotton socks. But yeah, that's going to really do it for this video, if I'm being honest with you. We've talked about everything we need to talk about. We've got a World Cup coming up. And we've got the rest of the season at Manchester City to come as well. So, next time you see us in England, as I said, it'll be the World Cup. The next time you see us in Manchester City, who knows what will happen, because I've forgotten what video comes after this. So, until next time. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on the video for me. And do not forget to subscribe. It'll make me feel loads better about having to do these post-commentary videos. And you'll make me a very happy man. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.